Hey everybody, it's Saturday afternoon, 4:20 p.m. here in the Howling Moon Studios in Northern California. And it is the 4th of July weekend and the first day of what I hope for all of you is a 4-day weekend. This is a really difficult year to celebrate July 4th in a kind of unironic way. Supreme Court has had a couple of weeks where it just went completely off the reservation and undid really important civil rights laws and voting rights laws in a way that was, at best extra legal and at worst, corrupt. And, it's so it makes the weekend kind of ironic, which gives rise to today's set. So I'm going to play a lot of songs that are themed, either about America or kind of Americana, or I just feel like playing them. But whatever it is, happy 4th of July. Let us be lovers who marry our fortunes together. I've got some real estate here in my bag, so I bought a pack of cigarettes, Mrs. Wagner pie, and rode on to look for America. Kathy, I said, was boarded a Greyhound in Pittsburgh. Michigan seems like a dream to me now. It took us 4 days to hitchhike from Saginaw. I've come look for America. Laughing on the bus, playing games with the faces. She said the man in the gabardine suit was a spy. I said, be careful, bow tie is really a camera. Toss me a cigarette, I think there's one in my raincoat. We smoked the last one an hour ago. So I gazed at the scenery. She read her magazine and the moon rose over an oak. Kathy, I'm lost, said though I knew she was sleeping. I'm empty and I'm aching and I don't know why. Counting the cars on the New Jersey Turnpike, they've all come look for America. All come to look for America. All come look for America. Well, I've been out of work since the plant shut down. They shipped the jobs to China, left behind our town. Tumbleweed rolling through. It feels like we've all been screwed. Every day's a struggle, but we get by. They took everything we had, but we don't cry. We can't afford to drink, but we still get high. Living the American dream. Politicians say, in banks we trust. They gave them all the money that once belonged to us in the name of red, white, and blue. It feels like we've all been screwed. Every day's a struggle, but we get by. They took everything we had, but we don't cry. We can't afford to drink, but we still get high, living the American dream. I used to have insurance and a steady job, but a banker bought the business with intent to rob. He closed all the factories, shuttered every store. Thousands out of work makes his stock worth more. Debt and unemployment, we got up the wazoo. The change we can't believe in is long overdue. It's past time to sing the blues. It feels like we've all been screwed. Every day's a struggle, but we get by. They took everything we had, but we don't cry. We can't afford to drink, but we still get high, living the American dream. Every day's a struggle, but we get by. They took everything we had, but we don't cry. We can't afford to drink, but we still get high, living the American dream. Living the American dream. Living the American dream. Many's the time I've been mistaken, many times confused. Yes, and I've often felt forsaken, certainly misused. It's alright, it's alright, weary to my bone. Still you don't expect to be bright and bon vivant, so far away from home, so far away from home. I don't know a soul that's not been battered, don't have a friend who feels at ease, don't know a dream that's not been shattered, driven to its knees. It's alright, alright, we've lived so well so long. Still, when I think of the road we're traveling on, I wonder what's gone wrong. That's right, now I wonder what's gone wrong. And I dreamed I was dying, I dreamed that my soul rose unexpectedly, gazing back down on me, smiled reassuringly. And I dreamed I was flying on up above, my eyes can show to see, gazing back liberty, sailing away to sea. I dreamed I was flying. They come on the ship, they call the Mayflower. They come on the ship, sail the moon. They come on the age's most uncertain hour, sing an American tune. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright. We can't be forever blessed. Still, tomorrow's gonna be another working day. I'm trying to get some rest. That's right, now I'm trying to get some rest. You know, when I think back on the history of America that I was taught in public school and then later on, one of the things that's really striking when you think back on it is how, for the most part, at least in the part of the country I came from, where we had a pretty diverse population, but honestly, the black experience was not really part of the way we were taught history. And, you know, I think we were definitely taught kind of an American exceptionalism story. And the thing was, because of Nixon, we were all, you know, we all had an incentive to be skeptical about what we were being taught. And I think that meant that whether, you know, it was just dumb luck or whatever, you know, we got a taste for the fact that not only is America imperfect, but in fact its founding structure was deeply flawed, and that things like democracy and the right to self-determination were largely aspirational. The notion of one person, one vote was aspirational, and candidly, you know, really didn't gain traction until the Voting Rights Act in 1965, and which is a couple years, 100 years after the country's founding. So, you know, the fact that we're rolling back all that stuff, and we're rolling back way past the 60s, right? I mean, we're going back at some really basic rights. And none of that feels good. Well, I got no mule. Her name is Sal. 15 miles on the Erie Canal. She's a good old worker, a good old pal. 15 miles on the Erie Canal. We've hauled some barges in our day, filled with lumber, coal, and hay. We know every step of the way, from Albany to San Jose. Where would I be if I lost my pal? 15 miles on the Erie Canal. Well, I'd like to see another mule like Sal. 15 miles on the Erie Canal. A friend of mine once pissed her off. Now he's got a busted jaw. She lit out with her steel toe and kicked his ass back to Buffalo. Low Bridge, everybody down. Low Bridge, we're coming to a town. You always know your friend, but you always know your pal if you've ever navigated the Erie Canal. We better look around for a job or gal. 15 miles on the Erie Canal. You bet your life I wouldn't part with Sal. 15 miles on the Erie Canal. Get up there, mule, there comes a lock. We'll make Rome by 6 o'clock. One more trip, then back we'll go. Right back home, back to Buffalo. Low Bridge, everybody down. Low Bridge, we're coming to a town. You always know your neighbor, you always know your pal. You ever navigated on the Erie Canal? Say, Low Bridge, everybody down. Low Bridge, we're coming to a town. You always know your neighbor, you always know your pal. If you've ever navigated on the Erie Canal. If you've ever navigated on the Erie Canal. If you've ever navigated on the Erie Canal. That was a song we used to sing when I was in elementary school, because I grew up in Albany, New York, which was one end of the Erie Canal. And it was obviously a song that had a special resonance in our little town. sold my farm and take my woman where she longed to be. We left our kin and all our friends back there in Tennessee. I bought those one-way tickets she had often begged me for, and they took us to the streets of Baltimore. Well, her heart was filled with gladness when she saw those city lights. She said the prettiest place on earth was Baltimore at night. Well, a man feels proud to give his woman what she's longing for. I kinda like the streets of Baltimore. I got myself a factory job. I ran an old machine, bought a little cottage in a neighborhood serene. And every night when I'd come home with every muscle sore, she dragged me through the streets of Baltimore. Well, I did my best to bring her back to what she used to be. Then I soon learned she loved those bright lights more than she loves me. Well, I'm going back on that same train that brought me here before, while my baby walks the streets of Baltimore. Oh, while my baby walks the streets of Baltimore. Oh, while my baby walks the streets of Baltimore. This song is, I guess, a little ironic. And it got ironic in a new way this past week. In my dreams I'm gonna build a giant ocean liner. In my dreams it will be like Titanic, only finder. In my dreams the passengers will come from cable dues and politics, blowhards and hypocrites, divide the country with their shticks. The network and the wingnuts soak anger and resentment, while 6 white souls in Washington roll back the Enlightenment. The speaker thinks it's peachy, the turtle thinks it's hot. They both claim to be Lincoln, but honest Abe they're not. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa. The captain is that guy whose cruise ship ran aground. They say he's reborn, but he's nowhere to be found. I'll send the apprentice and the model, Tweedledum and Tweedledee, and their fashion-selling daughter and her preppy out to sea, and all the angry white folks with their statues and their swastikas, gun nuts and cyber trolls, putting down the rest of us. Whoa, 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 whoa. The lookout is that guy from the Exxon Valdez. Beat 3 sheets to the wind, even when there is no breeze. In my dreams I'm gonna build a maritime disaster. In my dreams it will sink like Titanic, only faster. In my dreams they give out prizes for getting rid of bad guys, but my ship's not big enough for all the assholes and their big lies. In my dreams I've got a second ship to carry all the overflow and several others in construction, 'cause the asshole population grows. Yes, it grows. Yes, it grows. In my dreams, in my dreams, in my dreams. I don't know if it's still there, but at the beginning of this live stream, Patrick had a little button in the corner that alerted you to Moonalice's campaign to support Stanley Mouse. So whether you've heard this, I don't know, but a little bit over a week ago, Stanley had a stroke. And initially he didn't realize it's what had happened, and he went to the hospital and they were not helpful. He didn't feel good the next morning. His doctor basically made the hospital take care of him, and it turned out he had a stroke. And initially he lost really the dexterity in his right lower arm and hand. He didn't have any trouble talking. Well, I mean, he did have trouble talking at the very beginning, but he got that back super quickly. And he was really worried about his ability to draw, his ability to sign his name, and all the other things that he needs to do, both to kind of fulfill himself, but also to earn a living. I went to see him on Wednesday, and I'm just delighted to report that Stanley is in fantastic shape. He needs a bunch of therapy for his hand, and we can all help with that. But the really good news is I think he's going to make a complete recovery. And I say this with at least some experience in this category. And what I can tell you is that, we've had a bunch of folks in our circle with strokes over the last few years. And, several of them had strokes much, much worse than Stanley's. And in at least one case, Johanna Romney, Wavy's wife, she's pretty much fully recovered. And, it's incredible what a positive attitude and a little luck will do for you. And I think Mouse is getting that luck. So anyway, what Moonalice is doing, along with Stanley's own website and the Haight Street Art Center, we are basically making it incredibly easy for you to buy Mouse's art. And for us and for the Haight Street Art Center, 100% of the poster proceeds, so it's everything but the shipping, is going to Mouse. And, I mean, we sort of do that anyway, but the Haight Street, I think, takes a margin out for obvious reasons normally. But right now, we're just sending it all to Mouse. And I want to thank everybody. I know a lot of you have bought stuff already, and the reason I know this is because we sold more stuff in the first day than we would normally sell in a month. And I don't mean just Mouse stuff. I mean more than we would sell of everything in a month. It was really incredible, and I want to thank all of you for participating in that. And if you haven't, go to moonalice.com. There's a thing right on the carousel when you land that tells you about it. Or you can just go to moonalice.com/store and then look around there for it. But the Mouse stuff, he's done 38 posters between Moonalice and Doobie Decimal System, so 38 for us. Plus we have his book, Art of the Dead, in a presentation version, which, comes in a fancy box. And So cool stuff. And if you go to Stanley's site, there's a ton of other stuff there. And so, I would encourage you to do that. Riding on the city of New Orleans, Illinois Central, Monday morning round. 15 cars, 15 restless riders, 3 conductors and 1 to 5 sacks of mail. All along the southbound out to sea, the train pulls out of Kankakee, rolls along past houses, farms, and fields, passing trains that have no name, freight yards full of old black men, the graveyards of the rusted automobile. Good morning, America, how are you? Seen it, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train that home, city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Dealing cards with the old men in the club car. Penny a point, ain't no one keeping score. Pass the paper bag that holds the bottle. Feel the wheels rumbling beneath the floor. The sons of Pullman porters, the sons of engineers, ride the father's magic carpet made of steel. Mothers with their babes asleep, rocking to that gentle beat. The rhythm of the rails is all they feel. Good morning, America, how are you? Saying it, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train that comes, city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Nighttime on the city of New Orleans, changing cars in Memphis, Tennessee. Halfway home, we'll be there by morning. Through the Mississippi darkness down to the sea. All the towns and people seem to fade into a bad dream. Still rails, still ain't heard the news. Conductor sings his songs again. The passengers will please refrain. This old train got the disappearing railroad blues. Good morning, America, how are you? I seen it, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train that goes, city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. Good morning, America, how are you? I seen it, don't you know me? I'm your native son. I'm the train that goes, city of New Orleans. And I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. And I'll be gone 500 miles when the day is done. And I'll be gone 2,500 miles when the day is done. Some days my life is like a piñata, beaten and broken, bits scattered hither and yon. Please take me home, I've gotta get out of here. Later I'll pick up the pieces, but I gotta go. 3 little words can turn the dark into daylight. 3 little words can stop the storms at night. Take me in your arms, say the words that sustain me. Say them like you mean them, I'll be right again. Please say the words you know that I'm craving. Please, please, please don't pause to think. Make no mistake, it's my heart that you'd be saving. Please, please, please don't let me sink. 3 little words can turn the dark into daylight. 3 little words can stop the storms at night. Take me in your arms, say the words that sustain me. Say them like you mean them, and I'll be right again. Words aren't toys, be careful how you use them. Write them or speak them, your thoughts transform my world. 3 little words, not 10,000 pictures, is all that it takes to heal my aching heart. Don't pause, 'cause it rattles my cage when fragile emotions emerge. 3 little words can turn the dark into daylight. 3 little words can stop the storms at night. Take me in your arms, say the words that sustain me. Say them like you mean them, and I'll be right again. Say them like you mean them, and I'll be right again. So we're talking Americana here. And, you know, when I think Americana in music, you know, it's a catch-all for a lot of different styles that include bluegrass and the blues and kind of singer-songwriter stuff. This next song is, you know, a song that I wrote, and it has a blues form, but it's actually taken from real life. So this is a story of 2 people near and dear to me and to this band. And it kind of encapsulates in song form both things they really did and things that they're just like old school rock and roll demeanor would cause you to think they might do. Some of which are completely made up. Me and Pat were hanging on a bench outside the gig, sipping fast at Java while the streetlights played a jig. Parody smoking stories passing to and fro. This show won't be over till the fat lady does some blow. We're old school, baby. We're old school all the way. But when the sun goes 'neath the horizon, you know we'll hit the stage and play. Well, me and Pat were driving to find a post-show meal. We're hoping for some Turkish, but it's not a real big deal. We finally stopped at Denny's for coffee and a pie. It tasted just like yesterday, and we can tell you why. 'Cause we're old school, baby. We're old school all the way. When the sun goes 'neath the horizon, you know we'll hit the stage and play. Well, me and Pat were singing like a couple cats in heat. We thought we'd find a kitty whose looks we couldn't beat. We thought we'd found her, it wasn't really true. We were choking on a hairball and gagged till we turned blue. 'Cause we're old school, baby. We're old school all the way. When the sun goes 'neath the horizon, you know we'll hit the stage and play. Well, me and Pat were looking to find a brand new gig. We're in it for the money, we hope the money's big. But then the man came down on us, and why he wouldn't say. He just stood and glared at us until we start to play. 'Cause we're old school, baby. We're old school all the way. 'Cause when the sun goes 'neath the horizon, you know we'll hit the stage and play. 'Cause when the sun goes 'neath the horizon, you know we'll hit the stage and play. Come on, all you big strong men, Uncle Sam needs your help again. Got himself in a terrible jam way down yonder in Vietnam. Put down your books, pick up a gun, gonna have a whole lot of fun. And it's 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is Vietnam. And it's 5, 6, 7, open up the gates, where there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. Come on, generals, let's move fast. Your one big chance come at last. Gotta go out and get those reds, 'cause the only good commie is one that's dead. You know the peace can only be won when we're blowing them all to kingdom come. And it's 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is Vietnam. And it's 5, 6, 7, open up the gates, where there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. Come on, Wall Street, let's move slow. Why then, well, it's go. Plenty good money to be made, supplying the army with the tools of the trade. Just hope and pray that if they drop the bomb, they drop it on the Viet Cong. And it's 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is Vietnam. And it's 5, 6, 7, open up the gates, where there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. Come on, mothers throughout the land, pick your boys off to Vietnam. Come on, fathers, don't hesitate. Send your boys off before it's too late. Be the first one on your block to have your boy come home in a box. And it's 1, 2, 3, what are we fighting for? Don't ask me, I don't give a damn. Next stop is Vietnam. And it's 5, 6, 7, open up the gates, where there ain't no time to wonder why. Whoopee, we're all gonna die. That song was such an important part of my childhood. It was part of what taught me that, questioning authority was not only legitimate, it was entertaining. And, I used to listen to that song with my father all the time. And it just, I think we need more music like that now. So this next song I'm going to sing for Tom Paddock. And I don't know if any of you guys know who Tom Paddock is. But there was a time when Tom was a roadie for the Grateful Dead. But then he did something that I would describe as literally magical. When the World Wide Web began, Tom Paddock decided he was going to build a store. And he went out and got the URL dead.net. And he created an online version of the Grateful Dead Almanac, which was the mail order catalog that they used to send out 4 times a year. And I was lucky enough to be there during the heyday of dead.net. And the thing you have to understand is when the Grateful Dead, when Jerry was alive, they were the biggest touring band in the world. And they had, I want to say, like a crew of 60 that worked for them. It was totally dependent on the tour. When Jerry died, the question was, what was going to happen to everybody? And the band was incredibly gracious and generous. It kept everybody around. And I think kept everybody alive. But then Tom's invention of dead.net, with Peter McQuaid doing the merchandising, it just took off, and it worked incredibly well. And part of the secret, and I'm sure many of you know this, is if you called the 800 number, there were 2 people who worked the 800 number, and everybody got to know them personally, and it made for a very, classically Grateful Dead experience. But Tom invented it, and I just learned today that apparently he died at the end of May. And I just want everybody to know Tom Paddock, he did something really important for Deadheads, and he deserves to be remembered by all of us. So I'm not going to play my usual song for this. I'm going to play a different one because it's 4th of July weekend, and I want to be, shall we say, more political. It was down in old Joe's barroom by the corner of the square. The usual crowd was assembled. Big Joe McNamee was there. He was standing at my shoulder. His eyes were bloodshot red. He turned to the crowd around him. These are the very words he said. What did he say? I went down to St. James Infirmary. I saw my baby there. She was laid out on a cold white table. So cold, so young, so fair. Well, let her go, God bless her. Wherever she may be, she may search this wide world over. She'll never find a sweet man like me. When I die, bury me in a high-top Stetson hat. Put a $20 gold piece on my watch chain, so God will know I died standing pat. I want 6 crap shooters for pallbearers. The chorus gonna sing me a song. Put a jazz band on my hearse wagon. Raise head as I roll along. And let her go, God bless her. Wherever she may be, you may search this wide world over. She'll never find a sweet man like me. Roll out your rubber-tired carriage. Roll out your old-time hack. 12 men going out to the graveyard. 11 coming back. And now that I've told my story, I take another shot of booze. If anyone should happen to ask me, I've got those gambler's blues. So let her go, God bless her, wherever she may be. She may search this wide world over, she'll never find a sweet man like me. Or she may search this wide world over, and she'll never find a sweet man. No, she'll never find a sweet man. No, she'll never find a sweet man like me. Fare thee well, Tom. And if it's up to me, I'm going to make sure people remember you. He begged her to marry him. She said, "You must be mad." He told her, "No, that's not my name. Say yes, we'll both be glad." She said the odds were almost nil. Besides, she had to run. He said, "What are the odds, my dear?" She said, 1,000,000 to 1. 1,000,000 to 1 sounds good to him. You may think he's crazy. He's always been an optimist. His dreams are never hazy. She's 1 in 1,000,000, so 1,000,000 to 1 are odds that he'll be buying. Any odds better than 0 to none are certainly worth trying. He's not one who usually pays for miracles and long shots. He knows what he likes and knows what he wants and knows to pick his spots. You won't find him playing cards or ponies on the run. But just this once, he knows he'll beat odds of 1,000,000 to 1. 1,000,000 to 1 sounds good to him. You may think he's crazy. He's always been an optimist. His dreams are never hazy. 1,000,000 to 1 can't stop a dream that's worth the risk of dying. Any odds better than 1,000,000,000 to 1 are certainly worth trying. If the goal is right and the soul is right, the spirit really moves you. Ignore the odds and go for broke. The dream will come to you. 1,000,000 to 1 sounds good to him. You may think he's crazy. He's always been an optimist. His dreams are never hazy. She's 1 in 1,000,000, so 1,000,000 to 1 are odds that he'll be buying. Any odds better than 0 to none are certainly worth trying. If the goal is right and the soul is right, the spirit really moves you. Ignore the odds and go for broke. Your dream will come to you. If the goal is right and the soul is right, the spirit really moves you. Ignore the odds and go for broke. Your Your dream will come, your dream will come, your dream will come to you. So happy Bobby Bonilla Day to all those who celebrate. This is a legendary baseball contract where the last big contract Bobby Bo signed, his agent suggested, and he went along with this notion that they would defer most of the payments. So he gets $1.3 million on July 1st every year and has for, I think, at least 20 years since he retired. And I think he's going to get it for the rest of his life. And it's one of those things where you just look at it and you go, you go, brother. I mean, labor's been getting screwed by management for a long time, and when labor pulls off a great one, that's very encouraging. I'm very hopeful that some of these labor actions we're seeing now, particularly like the Writers Guild of America and some of the teacher union things that are going on, the Amazon drivers, their whole, the moderators for Facebook in Kenya. There are a lot of labor actions going on that are really important. In fact, I think there may be one going on with Uber drivers. And all of these things really matter because in a perfect world, labor and management would be in harmony, would recognize that they have shared interests. But, over the last 20 years, pretty much everything's gone in favor of the rich guys. And so the people who work have been getting screwed. And now, because we don't have any immigration and because the economy is really strong, there's, a lot of the power has shifted to labor. And this, in my opinion, is a good thing. Anyway, here's a song that's not really about that, but could be. The road to here from Baltimore had many twists and turns. No map to guide us, only hints so few and far between. Memories in a rearview mirror, like boxcars in a train. Objects are much smarter than they seem. The road to here from Davenport took us through the plains that day. Frigid winds screamed across the prairie like bad news. We stayed on course, never lost our way. The road to here has had its share of potholes, stones, and dust. But monuments and vistas are what I remember most. The twists and turns don't faze me now the way they used to do. As long as I can share the road with you. From Baltimore to Davenport, from Anchorage to here, the road twists like a dancer on Benzedrine and Everclear. No matter where you come from or who you are today, the road from here is a brand new game. Deal the cards and play. Road to here from Anchorage, the best we've ever known. Peaks of wonder and valleys under the spell of nature's song. Guided by the northern lights, we see the future now. A road that is both beautiful and long. road to here has had its share of potholes, bones, and bust. But monuments and vistas are what I remember most. The twists and turns don't faze me now the way they used to do. As long as I can share the road with you. As long as I can share the road with you. So I just want to remind you, if you think about it, buy some art from Mouse right now. In fact, buy art from every poster artist. They all need it. Buy it before these clowns who are running these generative AIs steal everything. Art really matters, and these generative so-called AI products, they do not make art. They are not intelligent. They are basically things doing computational statistics, guessing what might be appropriate given a set of words or images in front of it. And it's like this mania that corporations and the government are having over this it's just like, we never learn, right? I mean, it's basically the same problem as social media. It's basically the same problem as crypto and the metaverse. It's just like 50 pounds of bullshit in a 10-pound box. Everybody learns to spell the word us like a country, not a state of mind. You and I are different. We spell things our own way. And our world, we spell us, you and I. Us is so much more than the sum of you and me. It's everything we are and everything we dream. A lifetime of experience with another life to go. You and I are us. Everybody knows that 1 and 1 is 2. With magic, 1 and 1 can add to 3. You and I are different with a different kind of math. The sum of 1 and 1 is us. Us is so much more than the sum of you and me. It's everything we are and everything we dream. A lifetime of experience with another life to go. You and I are us. I was lost. I had no will. I had no smile till we found us. Us is so much more than the sum of you and me. It's everything we are and everything we dream. A lifetime of experience with another life to go. You and I are us. Us is so much more than the sum of you and me. It's everything we are and everything we dream. A lifetime of experience with another life to go. You and I, you and I, you and I are us. The most disturbing thing about the Supreme Court this week and last week is the number of people in the country. It's a minority, but it's like tens of millions of people, maybe even 100 million people in aggregate, who actually think what the Supreme Court is doing is correct. That is to say, they basically don't believe that everyone is entitled to be treated with respect or everyone's entitled to the same legal rights and privileges. I mean, you have to wonder what life experience a person has that makes them like that. Another bride, another June, another Sunday honeymoon, another season, another reason for making whoopee. A lot of shoes, a lot of rice. The groom is nervous, he answers twice. Ain't it killing that he's so willing for making whoopee? Picture a little love nest down where the roses cling. Picture the same sweet love nest. See what a year can bring. He's washing dishes and baby clothes. He's so ambitious, he even sews. That's what you get, folks. That's what you get, folks, for making whoopee. Another year, or maybe less. What's this I hear? Why can't you guess? But and he's suspected of making whoopee. She sits alone most every night. He doesn't phone, he doesn't write. He says he's busy, but she says, is he making whoopee? He doesn't make much money, only 5,000 per. A judge who thinks he's funny says you pay 6 to her. He said, now judge, what if I fail? He said, now Budge, you go to jail, you better keep her. I think it's cheaper than making whoopee. You better keep her. I think it's cheaper than making whoopee. You better keep her. I think it's cheaper than making whoopee. Some people say a man is made out of mud. A poor man's made out of muscle and blood. Muscle and blood, skin and bone. A mind that's weak and a back that's strong. You load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Well, I was born one morning, sun didn't shine. I picked up my shovel and went to the mine. I welded 16 tons of number 9 coal. The straw boss said, well, bless my soul. You load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Well, St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Well, I was born one morning, drizzling rain, fighting and trouble on my middle name. Well, I was raised in the canebrake by an old mama hound, and no high-toned straw boss gonna put me around. You load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Well, St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I lost my soul to the company store. Well, if you see me coming, you better step aside. A lot of men didn't, a lot of men died with one fist of iron, the other of steel. And if the right one don't get you, then the left one will. You load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Well, St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Well, St. Peter, don't you call me, 'cause I can't go. I owe my soul to the company store. Waiter pulled out of Pittsburgh, rolling down the eastern seaboard. Well, I'm a diesel wound up, she's rolling like never before. Well, there's a speed zone ahead on the right. Well, and I don't see a cop inside. Well, 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Get 10 Ford gears, a sweet Georgia overdrive. Taking little white pills, my eyes are open wide. Well, I just passed a Jimmy Hanna White, and I'm passing everything inside. Well, 6 days on the road, gonna make it home tonight. Well, it seems like a month since I kissed my baby goodbye. I could have had a lot of women, not like some other guys. Could have found one to hold me tight, but I can never make believe it's alright. Well, 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, the ICC's been a-checking on down the line. I'm a little overweight and my logbook's 3 days behind, but nothing bothers me tonight. I'm gonna dodge all the scales, alright. 6 days on the road, I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, my rig's a little low, but that don't mean she's slow. There's a flame from a stack and the smoke's rolling back is cold. Well, my hometown's coming inside, and if you think I'm happy, you're right. Well, 6 days on the road, and I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, 6 days on the road, I'm gonna make it home tonight. Well, 6 days on the road, I'm gonna make it home tonight. I've run a little long today, but I kind of feel like there's a song I should play. Wrote me a message, a paper that was torn. Wait a minute, wrong version. They sent us a message filled with scorn. It said, Foxtrot uniform, Charlie, Kilo, Yankee, Oscar uniform. We focused on the message, trembling in our hand. It took us a minute, it took another minute, it took a lot of minutes for us to understand. It means they don't respect us anymore. The rights we took for granted are running out the door. But the thing that really hurts us, that breaks our heart in two, the people who support this look a lot like you. We asked them a question, got a message in return. It said, Foxtrot uniform, Charlie, Kilo, Yankee, Oscar uniform. We looked again in silence at the message in our hand. It took us a minute, it took another minute, it took a lot of minutes for us to understand. It means they don't respect us anymore. The rights we took for granted are running out the door. But the thing that really hurts us, that breaks our hearts in two, the people who support this look a lot like you. We can't believe this bullshit after all that we've been through. Oh, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, oh, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. IOU. We're gonna send a message not so warm. It'll say Foxtrot uniform, Charlie, Kilo, Yankee, Oscar uniform. We hope that it confuses them and messes up their plan. It takes them a minute, a whole lot more minutes, a lifetime of minutes for them to understand. Lifetime, you hear me? The problem we got going on right now is that rich white men, they have a lot of power, and they're using it, and they're not even pretending to care about anybody else. And you don't just see it in the Supreme Court. It's going on in Major League Baseball right now, where our beloved Oakland A's are being basically stolen by a guy who, I guess he owns it legally, but he sure is one lousy steward of the brand. Anyway, he's trying to take the team to Las Vegas, which is like the 30th largest media market in America, where Oakland is in the 8th largest. And this guy has destroyed the team. He literally gave away all their stars. And get this, there are 3 guys who are going to be starting the All-Star game who were on the A's as recently as the last 3 seasons. And A's got nothing back for any of them. And, you know, I hate to go on about baseball so much, but it feels a lot like what's going on in the Supreme Court, which is you got people who basically say, look, I got this power and you don't. And I don't think they're going to give it back without a fight. And I don't know what we're supposed to do right now, but I know we're not supposed to take this line down from any of these people. And I hope you'll join me in doing whatever it is we're going to do. Yeah, that's what I think we're going to do. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a happy 4th of July. And just remember, things are pretty screwed up, and so we're going to have to, make a more perfect union if we want to live here. But I think we can do that. I really do. Thank you to Patrick for doing the technical side of this. Sorry I went a little over, but, I had things to say, and I hope you don't mind. It certainly was therapeutic for me, and I hope it was fun for you. Take really good care of yourselves. Be really careful out there this weekend. Protect your dogs from fireworks. And, let's make sure that our members of Congress, particularly our senators, understand that what's going on right now is unacceptable, and for them to keep doing business as usual that's not a good plan. We can do better than that. Anyway, thank you very much. Take care. Have a great weekend.